Hello, Serge here from the Backyard Driving Range. All right, we have a question that came into customer service today, and it's a technical one about equipment, and it comes from Ronnie Crete, and he's from Fort Lauderdale. And Ronnie says, whoop, there goes one of my sunglasses. Ronnie says, sure, Serge, do you or your club fitters have any comment on the claim that a butt-weighted grip will increase distance and accuracy? I noticed Jack Nicklaus endorses it. Again, from Ronnie Crete in Fort Lauderdale. All right, since you asked about club fitters, I sent your email to Doc Griffin, and this is his response. Doc said, 1, if you have proper MOI, moment of inertia, built into your golf clubs, which all swing surgeon fitters do, and in fact, I've asked a number of them, how many fitters in America do you think, or in the world, think you do that? And they said probably no more than 2 to 3 or 4%. All right. So, and I think MOI is taking, they say, and I believe them, takes this frequency matching to another level. And so Doc says, if you have proper MOI, adding any weight anywhere changes the MOI. Likely not good. So that means that the MOI is part of what's important in terms of when you take your swing up there, when you transition, you're loading the shaft, and then the shaft will unload or kick through impact at the ball and through impact and through. And so that you're getting the proper, so we say flex and load at the top and release of that flex and load at impact. And it'll change that. All right. And very likely in most cases, if your clubs were built to match your swing by a certified swing surgeon fitter who all use MOI, that will change your MOI, and thus it'll change that load and unload characteristic. And very likely for your swing that they built that to, even though if you make the same swing, you now have an incorrect MOI. All right. Doc then said, if you add the grip back weight and it produces positive results, it changes the MOI to what you needed, which means in some cases, if you haven't been fitted with it and a club is MOI'd, you might have, and it works for you, you might have found it. So what's he saying here? Sometimes it doesn't hurt to try things, okay? It also lowers the swing weight, which changes the feel of the head, and the head feels lighter, which if the head originally felt heavy, may be good. Again, if the head was too heavy, you couldn't swing it as fast, and if it feels a little bit lighter, you could increase club head speed. You definitely will probably hit the ball solid. You very likely will hit it longer. Benefit 2, puts more weight in the hands and get a feel of release, so that can help there. So in many cases, it comes down to try it, see if you like it. All right. Now, if you've already been fitted by Doc or any one of our certified fitters, I would say give them a call before you fool with it, or at least take. And I would say if you were to test it on, say, your old set of clubs, which they didn't build, then that's not going to give you accurate results for the club they did build. So maybe you could take the grip off of one of those and put this grip on it and try it, but know exactly what grip you got on it, so you can re-grip it back if you don't like it. Now, again, I have one of those grips right here, Secret Grip, and it's this company actually made, I believe the people who made this grip made the heavy putter, and I think the heavy putter is a great putter, especially if somebody was having, you know, pressure issues, and I'm not going to use the Y word, but had that, I think that works. To me, the only fallacy with the heavy putter, and I've got 2 of them in my garage over there, and I take them out every now and then to fool with them. I think the heavy putter is great for short putts, but when you get on really long putts, the whole putter is so heavy. I mean, they got a super heavy head, they got weights in the head, they give you different options on the weight so you can change them out, but it's super heavy, they got weight up the shaft and under the grip. I mean, this putter is a mini sledgehammer, all right? And I find that if you get into 50, 60, 70 foot putts, the club's going back this way, it doesn't want to smoothly shift, you know, change direction. You gotta actually muscle up to stop it from going that way and get it going that way and towards the target. And I don't think that's good to do. But on the shorter putts where you don't have too much momentum going, I think it's really good, especially if you got a little, you feel you got a little wavering problem with the shaft, with the head down there. I think it works good. So they came up with this one. What it has is in a butt grip, and you can see it in the bottom of the grip here. And I'll actually walk in. It's called Bosseri Golf. I'll give them the plug. You're going to see there's a weight in there, and it's a fairly good heavy weight. And a weight's only about probably it's like kind of like a washer, and you can feel it. Now, as you can see here, this grip has been cut off. I put it on and I didn't care for it. All right, and I do like to feel weight in the head. Most of my heads have lead tape on them, and I know Doc's going to get ticked off, but he just built me this set of clubs. The MOI'd it really good, and I put a strip of weight behind every club, and I feel like I'm hitting them. I like the feel of impact a little bit better. But I do this on trial and error. I mean, sometimes it takes me a month or more to get all the clubs exactly correct. But I did pretty good with one strip on each of them. But I think the grip has merits. Years and years ago, there was a company called Certified Balance. I was one of the first professionals to ever endorse them, and I think they came out with this stuff back in the late '80s. And the guy who invented it, I can't think of his name at the moment, but he had something to do. He was some kind of engineer with NASA, and he must be doing okay because they're still around. And they originally started out, and I probably should have went in my little club place back there in the garage and got them. They started out with weights that they had all these different weights with a little pin on them, and you could stick them in the top of your putter and learn to feel which one you like best. And then once you got that, then you'd have to cut a hole in the back of your grip, and they had this implant you could put into the shaft, and you could take the weight that you needed and screw it in there, and it would be the weight that equal to the weight that you found that you liked, because they gave us a little box with about 6 different weights on them. Little weights and all the way up to really heavy ones, and that worked. And then after that, he came out with ones for clubs, and I tried them back then, and they were okay, but I actually felt it might have worked a little bit with the driver, but I only put this one on an iron, and they tell me over the years that they said that I've heard from different sources that Nicklaus, the reason why he endorsed this is that most of his career he played with butt weighted weight. Very likely he had lead tape underneath the grip, somewhere up in the top, I heard. So he liked that, and remember, he was always a very vertical swinger. So I think this might be a case of try it to see if you like it. I mean, this is one of those things. I'm not going to condemn it. Not going to 100% endorse it because of the fact that I don't think it's right for everybody. Right? That's why they make different types of cars, and every major maker has different types, from little ones to big ones, and the luxury ones, and to the Spartan ones. And so this is something you might want to try. But like I said, if you've had a good custom fitted set of golf clubs made, especially by one of our certified instructors, Swing Surgeon certified instructors, this will change your MOI, and be prepared that it very likely will mess it up. If it doesn't, then you might want to put the set on, put them on a whole set. But this is definitely another case of there's good science behind it, but it does it work for you or not. And it could change, and it might work on some of your clubs and not all of them. So who knows? And again, I think it's not a bad idea for putting. If you get a counterbalanced weight for putting, especially if you've got a little bit of nervousness when you putt, okay? And that'll help slow that down. All right. So one last point about my trying these grips, whether it be the heavy putters and/or the weighted in the back with the golf clubs. I did use them for a while back 15, 20 years ago, which means I was only in my 40s, okay? I'm 63 years old now. I just tried this grip, which you see I've already cut it off because it was too heavy. I'm not the man and the golfer I used to be as far as club head speed goes. And I've just got, this is a whole brand new set of irons Doc just built me. And he's taken me down from weak stiffs to where I'm like regulars, because I've lost roughly at least 8 miles an hour pretty much on all my clubs. And so back then, when I had a lot more speed, this would have been a lot more effective for me to kind of slow the hands down so the club head can accelerate through. And so I think in this case, that's why I would say this didn't work for me, because I was really excited when I saw this grip, and they gave me 2 of them at the PGA Business Show last year, but it just didn't work because I don't have the speed anymore. And I mean, I think at some point, if it's slowing my hands down too much, it's effectively going to slow down the club head. And right now, I need all the help I can get with increasing my hand speed as well as my club head speed. Because normally, if you increase your hand speed, you're going to increase your club head speed. So take that into consideration about when you want to try these things. Because remember, as we're getting older, we're losing speed, we're losing muscle, we're losing strength in many cases, and and we're losing the ability for our muscles to snap faster, and when you lose that transition speed, you're losing club head speed. And we know it's mass times velocity squared. Club head speed hits the ball farther. Okay? So I think there's something to back weighting, but this is a case of it's up to you to try it, see if you like it. All right, so that's it for the search for today on back weighted grips and other forms of back weighting any club. It's a preference. See if it works. And if it works for you and makes you feel better, swing better, hit the ball better so you can shoot those lower scores, then go for it. That's it for the search for today, and I'll be talking with you all again soon.